Hey, what is up, everybody? So this is really my first time doing this live on YouTube. So give me a second. I'm going to share this out. And usually you can catch me doing these kinds of lives on my Facebook page. Sometimes I also do them on IG, but I decided to do something a little bit different. And typically around the moon and full moon, I like to go live and I like to talk to you guys about what energy is happening, what I'm experiencing, what I'm seeing in clients, what I'm seeing in my communities, and give you guys a little bit of perspective in the event that you're navigating through challenging things or maybe really exciting things and you're like, what's up with this energy? What is going on? So let's talk about it. Sharing it out. And then let's rock and roll. Okay, so if this is your first time hopping on, there's an option for sending a message now. Okay, anyways, I got distracted. If this is your first time hopping on and watching any of my videos and maybe following me on YouTube or maybe on Facebook, welcome. My name is Shakti Rios, and this channel is dedicated to busy women who want to heal and want simple tools and rituals to do that. Want to heal physically, mentally, spiritually, and are looking for ways to do that easily. The channel is changing, so just a little update of what is coming. You're going to be able to get like 2-minute EFT sessions, 2-minute meditation sessions. You're going to get simple beauty rituals, simple clothing rituals that I use, and things of that nature that help feeling good about yourself and feeling vibrant in your body feel a lot easier. So stay tuned for that. The channel is headed in that direction. So if you're on, please say hi. If you're watching from YouTube, I have a chat feature. I'm going to write in it, say hi to you guys so you guys can chat back. And if you have any questions as this live stream goes on, please let me know. I'm also drinking golden milk, which is turmeric. So if you see me drinking, that is why. All right. So let's chat Christmas portal. What's interesting about this new moon is that it landed smack dab in the Christmas experience. And why is that interesting? Well, I think that's specifically interesting because it is such, for certain spiritual communities, it is such a relegated holiday. It is such a big deal. And I don't know about you guys, but this particular holiday season felt very different. And this end of year is feeling extremely different. So how many of you guys watching, whether you're watching live or watching the replay, are feeling like this energy of the end of 2019 leading to 2020 is a very unique experience? For most people, if you're like most people, 2019 nearly took you out at the knees. It was an extremely intense year. I heard that from my clients. I heard that from my friends. I heard that was my experience for sure. It was almost like from the very beginning of 2019 to the end of 2019, it was just a series of challenges that were very systematic. I like to call them systematic challenges. They did not feel chaotic. They, in fact, felt very poignant. Like they were occurring for a very specific reason, and they were very much tied into your personal development and your spiritual evolution. And how you handled those or didn't speaks a great volume about where you're going to be in the year of 2020. So if you were someone who either did avoidance tactics a lot during 2019 or were constantly in this place of confrontation and feeling antagonistic, having those kinds of experiences, this is framing where you're going to be heading into 2020. What's happening right now, specifically at the end of this year, is a lot of unveiling. And I'm seeing this in habits and patterns that don't serve us, shadow work, shadow side stuff. You can see it in the government. You can see it all over politics. You can see it in famous people's lives. A lot of stuff is coming out of the woodwork that was sort of dormant. And the whole concept of what's interesting is that conspiracy theory, instead of being something that's really edge, is now becoming almost forefront. And that is pretty typical of the energy wave that we're experiencing right now. A lot of the things that have been occult or have been hidden are coming up and are being flash before your eyes for you to take a really hard look at and say, what is going on here? Hello, hello. I see more people are joining. So, by the way, please excuse the gorgeous backdrop here. I am moving. One of the major surprises that has come with my end of 2019. I'm rapidly moving, so that's why my house kind of looks totally pulled apart. So anything that is occult or has been hidden is coming to the forefront. Hey, Beth. Hey. And here's the other thing that's interesting, and something that I have been experiencing is the heaviest shadow components have been in 3 areas this year for myself. And if you can relate to this, please drop a comment. Let me know. If you're watching the replay, please drop a comment and let me know if you can relate to this. Has been in my intimate relationships, like in my marriage and in my parenting relationship, with my prosperity and my development as an entrepreneur and the identity that comes with that. And then the third one has really been with my physical health and how my body has been experiencing this ascension cycle. Hey, Anna. Those 3 things have been really prominent at the forefront of my experience of reality. And all of my challenges have been in those 3 areas very, very specifically. And the one that I'm acutely aware of right now and have been for the last quarter of this year has been physical ailments. So aches, pains, mystery illnesses or mystery dis-ease, things coming up in the body that maybe weren't there before or were dormant, resurfacing, coming back. Maybe it was something you experienced when you were significantly younger. Now, it's coming back and your body is experiencing distress. That seems to be trending, and that seems to be a theme. So for me, it started in October, right around the time where the solar flares died down and the sun wasn't really having a whole lot of activity, and we were instead experiencing a surge of cosmic energy coming into our sphere. I developed this crazy ass kidney infection that lasted for a month, which was really wild. Hi, Calling Spirit. I love that handle. Amazing. So I developed this month-long kidney infection, which was crazy. And it happened really aligned with the reduction of solar flare activity. So think for a second back a few months ago to where were you in that sort of September, October window of time? Did you notice anything interesting happening in your physical body? Did you develop some sort of ailment that you didn't have before, or maybe something that was dormant, like I said, from your youth coming back and becoming more prominent? I'd be interested to hear how many of you guys have experienced that, because what was very interesting about the time that I got that UTI that then became a kidney infection that lasted a month is that I spoke to at least 6 people in my immediate world who are also having specifically urinary tract infections and kidney infections. So the whole bladder region, the sacral chakra region, so many of us at the same time were experiencing distress and issues with that particular chakra, which I found very, very interesting. And then, of course, into the kidneys, in my case, which really addressed a lot of my personal power, a lot of my energy sourcing. It really called into question where I'm putting my energy, and am I using my energy where I feel it is best used, or am I still engaging in activities in my life that feel draining because they're comfortable? And I'll give you the example of this. Maybe you can relate to this. Speaking of professionally, I have been a massage therapist for almost 8 years, and it is a career that I have loved and has brought me a lot of joy in service. But what ended up happening towards the end of my career is that combination of bodywork and energy therapy that I'm very well known for, dealing specifically with chronic pain and injury, started to take a very energetic toll on me, and then became a physical toll on me. And right when that solar flare reduction happened in October, that it got very quiet energetically, and a lot of us felt this sort of shift in energy on this planet, I tanked immediately. And it was my very first warning sign that it was time to really back out of this as quickly as possible before it got worse. So I want you to ask yourself where you are in your current trajectory and path right now in your identity. Maybe it is professionally, maybe it's personally, maybe it's in a relationship that isn't serving you, maybe it's with a friendship that isn't serving you. And start to ask yourself that question: am I at a point in my life where something that I'm involved in is no longer serving me, but I'm continuing to be in that relationship and I'm continuing to be in that circumstance because it's comfortable, because I know it, because I know the end result of it, because I'm familiar with the environment, instead of because it's something I really want to be a part of. Because here's what I'll tell you heading into 2020. All of those relationships and circumstances that you currently have, that you're only in because they give you a sense of familiarity, will begin to fall apart. And it will no longer work the way that it's working right now. The distance will become apparent. The discord will become apparent. That shadow sense will become very, very apparent. And the heaviness will start to settle in your experience of reality. Now, for those of you that are doing the work, that are processing the things, that are looking at the shadow components of yourself and are stepping into your ascension very purposefully, I'll say, you're going to have an amazing experience of 2020, challenges and all, because you are looking to the sunlight. Your face is to the sun, and you are ready to take on this new version of yourself. But for those of you who are still head in the sand, end of 2019, I'm telling you, 2020 is going to feel like a hot pan hitting you in the front of the head. So do yourselves a favor. Be very honest with yourself and look at where your life is working and where your life is not working. I've been running. Okay, I'm going to check out this comment right here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to open my window so I can fully read it. I've been running 2 different platforms versus reworking my work into where I am now. It's been draining, but it's shifting. I'm really ready to transform. That is such, okay, this message is for you. The next part of this message is simplicity. Simplicity. Heading into 2020, we are heading into a state of simplifying what we are currently doing in our life. So your message right there about being in different platforms and feeling like you're scattered, because I'm feeling your energy right now. And what it feels like to me is like you're scattered, you're spread thin, you're not concentrated, your message is diluted, and you're all over the place. That's the sensation that I'm getting from that message. And you're feeling like this isn't working, something needs to change. And you're getting the call to, yes, bingo, exactly. So I'm getting chills right now. You're getting the call to do that simplifying and targeted, right? I'm getting the same call, and I'm telling you, if you're an entrepreneur and you're watching this live video right now, get simple. Get simple, get streamlined, find what you love and go in and put your cash, your time, and your energy in the thing that is calling to you. And here's the other thing I'm going to tell you. Find the people who know what you don't know. Find those people and hire them. Pay them money. Stop spending all of your time trying to figure out how to do all the things you don't know how to do. It's costing you a hell of a lot of time instead of investing with someone who's an expert at what you need to get your business to that next level. Okay? That's part of delegation, is part of simplification. So in your life, if you're feeling like you're not delegating enough, whether it's professionally or personally, could very well be that in your personal life, you're also not delegating. So you're feeling like you're all over the place. You're in charge of everything and nothing's getting done. And you feel exhausted because you're not delegating. This 2020 wave, I'm telling y'all, it's time to simplify and streamline. Everything has to get more simple and more decluttered. So part of what's happening in my life right now is I'm moving to a new state, in a new city. I am selling everything. I'm literally, typically I would not have sold things like my desk, which I'm obsessed with and I love, and certain items in my life that I'm like, I love this thing. And I'm like, you know what? I can repurchase these things. I'm going to let them go and I'm going to move light. For me, the call has been to move lightly, to not take weight with me where I am going, so that I can create a new life in this new destination from a new energy. Because this portal, this Christmas portal that's opening up right now, first of all, it's very, right now, galactic influence is very strong. So if you don't know what I mean about galactic, part of my work and part of the things that I channel has to do with galactic energy, meaning our older ancestors, also known as ET, also known as extraterrestrial beings, who are very much connected to this planet and are actually very invested in the trajectory of this planet. And if you can't feel the energy of them right now, I mean, it's lit right now. It is lit. They are trying to channel through people as quickly as possible. They're waking up ambassadors left and right. People are becoming more and more aware of this conversation. I don't think it's a coincidence that documentaries like Dr. Stephen Greer's of Unacknowledged and Serious Project are becoming so popular. I think this is all part and parcel of the wave that we're following on, which is We are headed to a massive evolution of our consciousness. 2020, like 2012, they're portals. And this is a big one, big in the evolution of our consciousness. And so right now, what's being handed to me, a lot of the stuff I'm channeling is coming from this galactic wavelength. And it's all about setting the course for a life that feels very simple and very focused and very streamlined, creating systems in my life that are almost automatic, so I don't feel like I'm having to think about so much at the same time. Because if you're watching this live, then I'm going to assume that you're also in the conversation of spiritual evolution. That's very, very important for you. I'm telling you that when your mind is occupied by so many three-dimensional material things at the same time, you don't have the capacity to really explore the evolution of your consciousness to the degree that you can when all those third-dimensional things are streamlined and simplified, and you don't have so many of them. This also, when it comes to your prosperity, means not living over your budget, okay? It means like this whole facade. I'm pulling back the curtain. I'm pulling back the curtain. You're watching all these influencers online, and they're like doing the boat and the cars and the trips, and they're living above their means. And this is something that has always, I think, been attractive to us by and large, looking at people who are living a certain lifestyle and aspiring to that, except that most of those people who have those, who are displaying those lifestyles, don't have them organically, meaning they can't afford them. There are some people who can, but the majority of them cannot. And I'm telling you that we are stepping away from that energy of living misaligned to our true abundance and wealth. And what we're doing is we're coming in, we're honing in, we're taking away excess expenses, we're really streamlining, we're looking at our value system. What do I value to invest in? When it comes to my food, when it comes to my health, when it comes to what I wear, when it comes to how I live, we're looking at our value system and we're stacking up our values, and we're saying, I'm going to invest in these things that I value. And everything else that's excess, that is not core connected to my value system, is becoming extraneous. Okay? This is another shift in consciousness. And here's the irony about this, is that by doing that, a lot like when you focus in on your business and you simplify your business, your profit goes up. The same thing happens and will happen to your wealth when you do this that I'm talking about. When you decide to live according to your value and invest only in the things that you value, and start kind of dropping by the wayside, putting money in places where it's a waste, your wealth is going to skyrocket, just like your profits will skyrocket when you start to simplify your business. This is like a universal law, and it's really coming front and center to this world of influencers. I mean, there's never been a more amazing time to make an income on the internet and impact people's lives. All of that is true. And I think for a hot minute there, we took this turn where it was all about the appearance of an experience and selling an appearance without it being genuine, without it being grounded. And there's a very big difference between someone who's living a very prosperous life and sharing that and grounded in that, and someone who is just displaying an image of that and doesn't actually have that experience. The house of cards will fall. It will not sustain itself. So if you're on the quest right now to really growing your prosperity and growing your abundance consciousness, I'm giving you the keys to how to do that right now. Simplify your life, streamline it, and make sure that you're putting your money in only the things that you value and nothing extraneous for the time being. Become a steward of your wealth, a conscious steward of your wealth that is using your wealth intuitively and is guided by your value system. Same is true of your business and of your life. How are you spending time in your family or out of your family? How are you spending time at your job or out of your job? Coming into looking at the way that you're using the currency of your time, because your time is money. It's a currency. It's just like cash, right? You need to become aware of how you're using the currency of your time, because by and large, your time is the most highly valued currency that you have right now. And what you're doing with it and how you're investing it is going to dictate the other forms of currency that you have in your life, like money, okay, like physical wealth, abundance, things of that nature. This is like a hot channel right now, guys. It is pouring through. Anybody have any questions about this who is watching this right now? Because this is like lit. Like I'm just hearing, like I'm being poured through right now so hard. They're like, yes, go live, tell them the things. This is the energy. It is popping right now. It is amazing energy. If you're feeling that level of simplicity and you're getting streamlined and you're getting focused, if you're being called to declutter your house and declutter your job and declutter your life, your work, your social media presence, whatever that is, say yes. Jump in, both feet. Don't hesitate. That's how you're going to double, triple, quadruple your profit and your wealth in general. Okay? I don't see any questions. So I'm not going to keep you on live super, super long. We're at 20 minutes and I want to kind of keep it there. But if you guys have any questions about this or you need some more support, you can reach out to me, Shakti@ShaktiRios.com. There's all these contact buttons on here as well on my channel. But you can also follow me on my Facebook, the handle, which I'll put in the chat box so you guys can have access to it, is @themetaphysical_muse, double T. And my IG is meta_Shakti. So go follow me. I'm on stories all the time and I share a lot of this valuable content as well. And if you go to my site, which is ShaktiRios.com, you can add yourself to my email newsletter and you'll get an email from me weekly. I do a lot of downloads in there. I share videos in there, upcoming things, anything that's pouring through me in the moment, I share with you guys. So come on into my space and let's hang. All right. Have an amazing end of your year. And I will be hosting a vision board party. So if you're following me on any of those channels, you'll hear about it. And I'll be teaching you guys how to make a vision board the way that I make a vision board so that you can align with the things you actually want to call into your life from a visual aesthetic perspective as well. All right, y'all. Have an amazing night.